when I was a kid at Kless Camp, one of the things I really remember were the first children's programs activities there that happened was that Barbara Kirshenblatt-Gimblett had a junior folklorist sheet. It was like dittoed. I have it somewhere. No, Xeroxed. It wasn't dittoed. And basically, like, we were let loose in the lobby with this sheet to ask people questions. It said, what were the remedy? What would you do if you got a cut? What would you do if you just lots of things like what would you do if you felt sick? What would you do? Tons and tons of stuff. Where and in the beginning, what's your name? Where were you born? How old are you? And we were like let loose. And I remember I talked to Pearl Sapoznik. I spoke with Meyer Kirshenblatt. Like all of these amazing people who lived in shtetls, who had these actual things. I learned all about cupping, about bunkus. I mean, I learned about peeing on cuts and very kid stuff. Wrapping things in spider webs as bandages. I learned a huge amount about life in Eastern Europe before the war. And then a few years ago, I was really thinking about how I really wanted to do something like that again as the director of the children's program at Kless Camp. And I couldn't because that knowledge is all secondhand, or if you get it, then it's fine, but it's not the same. And that's really changed. At David Rogoff's funeral, I think, Chana Yachnes came up to me, and I've been weeping and weeping and weeping. And like Mr. Rogoff was such a huge part of his amazing voice. Like I just remember him, in Yivo at Kless Camp, like he was part of my life. And Chana Yachnes walked up to me and was like, and she's an intense person. So she said, "Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel the weight on your shoulders? Do you feel it?" And I was like, it's just like weeping about everything, but it was the first time that someone basically said, like, that's yours now. Like, you have that. Because the community is changing and because elders aren't elders anymore. And if I'm teaching Yiddish song and if, Asya Weissman is teaching Yiddish and, other people are teaching, it's just, it becomes another thing, and it's inevitable, clearly, that as we get older, other people die, and as other people get older as well. But I think that's really, for me, is the biggest change. You feel you feel it. I feel it. The weight. Just hope that your shoulders are strong enough and you keep going.